Today, we're taking another trip into the Spider-Verse. Welcome back to Kicks on Kicks, my channel where I review sneakers, and today we are looking at an updated version of these, the Air Jordan 1 origin stories. Now, you might recall one of the first reviews I ever did on this channel. In fact, the reason I started this channel was because I wanted a pair of these shoes. Me being just a big Marvel Comics fan, or a fan of comics in general, and a big fan of the Into the Spider-Verse movie, when I found out these existed, shortly after the release of the Miles Morales movie, Into the Spider-Verse back in 2018, these were already long gone. The price was up there, and it was like, dang, I'm not gonna be able to get those. And then when I heard about, the underground sneaker market, if you will, I was like, if they got a pair of these that look like the original, I will grab them for sure. And fast forward, I grabbed a pair. They were terrible quality. And fast forward another year, I got these, and these are amazing quality. So we're going to talk about the differences between this and older pairs. We're going to talk about the differences that still remain between this and the retail pairs. And then we'll even do a quick comparison to these, the Across the Spider-Verse Air Jordan 1s, because why not? Let's get into it, shall we? So real quick from the bottom up, we're looking at a translucent icy blue Air Jordan 1 outsole. Love that, kind of to mimic Miles's whole invisibility power. But it's a standard Jordan 1 outsole, with the exception of it having that icy blue bottom. Moving up to your midsole, stark white midsole, as pretty much usual. And then let's move on to the uppers, where on your toe box, on your mid panels, you got a super tumbled white leather that feels really good to the touch. You know how I feel, or what I always say, if it feels good in your hand, it's gonna feel good on your foot. So that's that. Now, moving on to what I feel like is the star of the show is all of the red leather panels on this shoe. And you'll notice that the red leather on this shoe is actually dotted with, or patterned with, this sort of 3M dot pattern that mimics the Ben-Day printing dots, mimics the effect that you saw in some of the animation of the Spider-Verse film, and of course mimics the effect that you see on Miles Morales' Air Jordans that he wears Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I keep wanting to say Across the Spider-Verse because Across the Spider-Verse is the most recent Miles Morales film. Now, a couple of differences between this and the regular Chicago Air Jordan 1, which is actually what Miles was wearing in the shoe or in the movie. These have like this cool like honeycomb pattern on the black leather. So on your ankle collar, it's not straight up leather like you would get on a typical Chicago Air Jordan 1. And same on the swoosh. It's like this matte black sort of honeycombed pattern that kind of gives it like a digital looking effect. I think it's really cool. And then on the swoosh, there's actually like a sort of super shiny patent leather effect just on the outside of that stitched area. So it gives like a little gloss. So that's pretty dope. Another difference between this and a regular Chicago, you got your blue Nike Air tongue tag with the red embroidered text. Nice nod to Spider-Man. This actually reminds me more of Peter Parker's Spider-Man, and that's pretty cool. Another difference, and the last difference that we'll point out on these shoes, is that they're not just regular black laces, they're black laces with red tips. That's pretty dope. Now, we've done an in-depth review of this shoe before, so no need to really do it again, but extras, you get a red lace with blue lace tips in the shoe, and that's pretty much it. Packaging that this shoe comes in. The retail shoe actually came in a regular old Air Jordan 1 box that I don't have one close to me, so you have to trust me. Standard black and red Air Jordan box. This is the promo box that they only gave to like certain YouTubers, influencers, people who might have been at the premiere of the film, stuff like that. So chances are, if you see a pair up for sale with this box, it's either incredibly expensive or it's fake. But inside that box, you get this paper, the Across the Spider-Verse promo paper, and of course, in my box, I got the other shoe. Now, let's talk about the difference between this shoe and the earlier replicas that I've seen out there. So, biggest difference between this one and this one. Let's make a pair. Hold on. So the biggest difference between this one and this one, on camera, the differences are kind of minimal, but in person, the difference is this one's got real 3M on it, and it kind of disappears when it's not facing the light, these dots, that is. And this one is all glue. And no matter what angle the light hits it from, it's visible and it's noticeable. And by the way, these are like way stiffer and they don't feel good on your feet. But that's basically the only difference. I do also notice, and maybe I'm tripping, but yeah, the swoosh on this updated pair feels a little bit thinner than the swoosh on this older pair. But other than that, man, it's basically the same shoe. But this one's way better because this 3M is way closer to the original thing. Like this one, you could kind of call out from a mile away. But hey, that's the nature of the underground sneaker market. Now, just a quick, since we're here, comparison of the OG Air Jordan 1 origin story, as they're called, and the next chapter these are like just the regular old Miles is wearing these, and these feel like a glitch, as Mr. Unloved Ones would say. I really love this shoe. I feel like this ties closer to the movies, both films, honestly. But then the fact that Miles actually wears this shoe in Across the Spider-Verse just makes it even doper. But all in all, both great shoes if you are a fan of the character Miles Morales or the Spider-Verse movie franchise or comics or sneakers. It's just dope for all purposes. These also glow in the dark. I really do feel like these are a clear step up, even though I love these for everyday wear. But hey, anyways, that was the shoe, the original, the newest one, the Across the Spider-Verse. We did some legit checking indicators. Oh, we didn't do legit checking. So differences between this and the retail shoe. The biggest is going to be the icy blue sole. This sole is still a lot more transparent than the Spider-Verse was originally. This should be a little bit more blue tinted, in my opinion. But other than that, the 3M dots, they're still a little bit more visible than they should be, even when the light is not hitting them. On the retail shoe, it's like you legit cannot see those dots until the light hits it. Now, is that really going to matter? No. But if you're trying to pay, whatever this costs versus paying $1,000, then you need to know how to spot the difference between this and the real thing. So that's pretty much all I got for you. Peace.